You just got a new VR headset. You connect the hardware, jump into the cockpit, and it stutters and you can't read the instruments. You tweak a setting to get better clarity and the frames per second drops. You follow a settings guide from the internet and it barely makes a change. And the worst part is not knowing if you're leaving half your hardware's capability on the table or if it's the best it can do. That's exactly what happened to me. The problem is that VR performance emerges from layers of software that all talk to each other. I hadn't figured out the right combination of settings to get the performance my hardware was capable of. To help solve that, I used ChatGPT to help me untangle those layers. I know we're hearing a lot these days of just ask ChatGPT, and there's hesitancy to trust the results because of AI hallucinations. There is a real possibility that the AI may be sending you down a path that is actually incorrect or makes things worse. Cautiously, I started by asking the AI targeted questions like, should I use TAA or DLSS? But that didn't help much, and it still felt like playing roulette or whack-a-mole with the settings. It wasn't until I stepped back and gave AI all the information about my hardware and software mission about VFR training that it was able to help me effectively. I may not have gotten the optimal settings, but the approach worked pretty well. Based on that experience, I built the ChatGPT prompt I wish I had to begin with. It distills that entire process into a diagnostic tool that knows about your specific hardware stack from BIOS to simulator. It works with any system configuration and any mission and adapts itself to provide guidance that fits your setup instead of generic advice. You paste it into ChatGPT and it starts asking questions and building a list of the settings to change. It gathers the hardware, the headset, the software versions you're using, and your sim flying mission, then generates a full set of tables covering every layer of your hardware and software. And it can guide you through step by step as you change the settings, allowing you to ask questions or clarify things. Each table explains not just what to set, but why. It's not perfect, and if you use it, your mileage may vary, but in my experience, it's dramatically better than guessing settings one by one or trying to do a deep dive into what VRAM buffers are and what temporal anti-aliasing really means. It compresses days of trial and error into an afternoon of guided testing. I put a link in the description to the free prompt you can copy and paste into ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude. But before you use it, there are some important things to understand about how VR performance tuning actually works. The prompt I created exists because the stack is too layered to wade through effectively. But an AI tool can feel like another black box. If you're like me, you don't like black boxes, so let me show you how it actually works. The prompt doesn't start by suggesting settings. It starts by building a model of the system it's trying to tune. That structure exists because every time I tried to fix VR by jumping straight to the settings, the fix only worked until the next change in the stack. First, it gathers inputs: simulator version, headset, details about your computer hardware, and the kind of flying you care about most. From those inputs, it infers priorities. A user flying airlines over sparse terrain at cruise altitude but with complex gauges needs different trade-offs than a user flying helicopters in dense cities. Before generating anything, the prompt summarizes these inferences by stating what it believes your priorities are, where it expects the bottlenecks to live, and which trade-offs it plans to make. Then it waits for confirmation. If the summary is wrong, you correct it, and if it's right, you confirm. It's pretty detailed and may ask you for specific versions that you maybe don't know or don't want to look up. You can just say, I don't know, and leave it at that. It will only insist if it needs the version in order to make a meaningful recommendation. Only after that does the prompt generate tables. In general, when you start playing around with settings, however, when something goes wrong, you won't know which change caused it. Instead, changes work best one layer at a time, starting with the bottom BIOS and working upward. After each layer, test in a consistent scene using the same airport, the same weather, and the same aircraft. Don't just go to a busy international airport or a dense city like New York or London unless that's part of your mission. Your system doesn't have to handle the worst case. It needs to handle your case. Note what changed and confirm the result before moving on. You don't have to set everything one setting at a time, but it helps to change one layer at a time. Before fixing something, it helps to define what fixed means. Frame rate, or FPS, is the thing everyone measures because it's easy to track, easy to compare, and easy to turn into a goal. But frame rate alone doesn't fully describe how VR feels. Two systems can report the same FPS number and deliver completely different experiences. The difference comes from what frame rate doesn't capture. When VR works well, four things align. First, the world stays steady when your head moves with no tearing, stuttering, and no subtle lag that makes scanning the panel feel wrong. Second, edges and text stay clear over time. Gauges don't shimmer, distant terrain doesn't crawl with artifacts or pop in unexpectedly, and you can read the altimeter and airspeed without leaning in. Third, the delay between moving your head and seeing the response stays invisible. Fourth, the system behaves the same way throughout your sim session. That's the state worth getting to, and frame rate contributes to it without defining it fully. The goal isn't a number on a graph, but a session where things just feel realistic and smooth. I started using AI to help me achieve VR settings that better match the potential of the hardware I bought. My simulator is now effectively augmenting my training and supporting pattern work and various flight maneuvers. Taking a holistic, systematic approach really helped, and building up settings from BIOS was invaluable. But I don't think I would have reached this point efficiently without ChatGPT to help guide the process. But it wasn't perfect. Sometimes the AI was confused about simulator or driver versions or suggested settings that didn't exist. What helped was giving it screenshots. Based on that experience, I built this prompt. Give it a try and see how it works for your setup. If you find gaps or edge cases or have suggestions for improvement, let me know in the comments. The link to the free prompt you can download and paste into ChatGPT is in the description. If you found any of this information helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and happy simming.